What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Sunday Live Show. The Sunday Live. The Sunday Live Show, man. You guys know how we like to get started. We're going to make sure the live cook up a little bit. And then we'll get into it. So, in the meantime, like this video. Subscribe to the page. Right? Subscribe, like. Some of you guys watch all this content and just leave. I give you guys, like last week, I mean, if you look at the past Sunday Live Show, I literally gave you the game plan. I've been giving you the game plan really all year. Most accurate live stream on TikTok, and that's just a fact. YouTube, Instagram, it don't matter. But make sure you guys are subscribed and liking this video because we got some stuff to go over today, man. We got some stuff. Oh my god. We got some stuff to go over today, man. You guys thought the rally was done? We went up 5 days in a row. No way it's gonna keep going up. There's low volume. No way it's gonna go up on low volume. No way. Look, man. Don't matter. It don't matter, but we will be talking about everything. But like I said, like this TikTok stream. You know, we got 0 likes right now, so let's continue to like it, and then we'll get into it.
Today I'm trying to make it last.
All right, like it up. We need at least 1,000 before we really start up in here. I'm gonna be honest. At least 1,000, because if not, I'll just go to the Discord and post all this on the Discord. I won't even come on here. I'll just go to the Discord, hang out in the Discord, and call it a day. Did you win fantasy? Nah. I scored high though. I definitely scored high, but he just had his best game all year. But it's all good. Look, you know, but yeah. Like I said, 1,000 likes and then we'll get it started. Because when you got the most accurate live stream, first of all, we've been talking about this rally all year. I mean, there's TikTok videos about it. There's receipts. There's money to be made. Do not for a second think this rally's done. Alright? I told you guys on the last stream. Said, why 1K likes? Why not 2K? Hey, man, run up to 2K. Run up to 3K. Just keep running it up. But for me to even get started talking about this, we do need 1K. We got 1K. So you guys know I like looking at the Qs. I don't really like looking at SPY that much, just because I think the Qs is gonna end up leading. I think the Q is gonna be worth more. Like you see SPY at 440 and the Qs at 378. I think the Qs is gonna be more talked about than SPY. But if we look at the Qs, I mean, nothing has changed since we've been talking about this. You know, back in December, we expect the Qs to go to all-time highs. And to be honest, we expect to go higher than all-time highs, especially when you look at what's transpired on a weekly time frame, right? You come over here, and you guys know we love drawing these measure moves of where it could potentially go. You take it from the swing low to swing high, right? This is the whole entire flag. Well, this is the flag. This is the pole of the flag. And you take it, and you draw it from the low. And I mean, the Qs tells us, it literally tells us that it plans on getting to 467, which isn't even that crazy. It's like $100 away. So what? Right? I mean, we did the exact same thing down here. Back when the Qs was only 286. And I was telling you it's going to get to 350. That's where the measure move was, right here. And it got to 350. Matter of fact, it pushed more than 350. And at the time, people thought 350 was crazy back when we were talking about it. And now you're seeing us well above 350. Matter of fact, pushing almost to 400. So this is the bigger picture that I see that's going to play out on the Qs. I don't even like looking at lower time frames because day trading is a completely different thing. We got to see what's happening intraday. You know, I'd rather come in here and make sure that you guys make some money. And how do I make sure you guys make some money? is you look at what's happening on a bigger time frame, to where you just got to make sure you're putting your money in the right place and you sit back, relax, and you come back in 6 months. Okay, that's the easiest way. Now, if you want to be a part of the day trading, live day trade, you got to join the Discord. But yeah, you even got to retest on the daily trend, like you see right here. Those 2 red days that we had, it just retested and then boosted way back up. We actually made so much money on that day. We've been making so much money on all this stuff that's been happening. Because if you guys remember the last Sunday live stream, I told you, don't come into the market this week. Really, it was last weekend. Last week, I told you, don't come into the market. When we had all these days right here and it kept squeezing, I said, don't come into the market thinking you're about to short this, okay? This is a momentum play, all right? This is a momentum play. You don't come into the market trying to short it. And just because you missed it, don't for a second think it's going to give you that amazing price, okay? So that's what I think is going to happen with the Qs. I think we keep going up. And if you're paying attention to the Qs, you want to make sure you're paying attention to the dollar as well, okay? This has been another thing that we've been talking about, and I'm just going to come on here and update it again, right? The OGs know we can do this every single live. We do this every single Sunday show. We look at the Qs, we look at the dollar, and then we go about our day and look at individual stocks that you guys post in the comments, okay? So for the dollar, I told you guys it's topped out back here. It topped out. It really did. There's no debating about it anymore. People came in here that thought the dollar wasn't going to top out. It definitely topped out. And we had this rejection point right here. It kept rejecting, and now you see it falling down. And I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys what's very interesting about what's happening right now. But first, we got to see where the dollar could possibly reject, and it's coming up on another reject zone. I mean, as long as this doesn't push back above 107, you should be continuing to believe that the dollar is gonna make its way to $97. That's the price target that we have on the dollar. Okay, $97. And what's interesting about what's happening with the dollar right now, and why the market, what you just saw the price target that we had on the Qs back to 470. Why that's not crazy is because the dollar is way up here. Somebody like, what you mean it's way up here? Duh, it's way up here. Back in March, it wasn't even this high. When we had the price targets to 350, etc. Back in March, it wasn't even this high. But now you have the dollar even higher than it was in March, and you have the market even higher than it was back in March. So that should tell you a whole lot about what's going to transpire. And yeah, I mean, obviously we're big bullish in the near future. But oh, look, ICE showed back up. Hey, I'm just proud you showed up, man. I'm actually surprised you showed up. I'm going to be honest. Because you showed up a whole lot when we were falling and doing all this. And I'm glad you showed up today, man. I respect it. I respect it. You still coming here saying it's bullish, which, you know, you might, I mean, you still coming here saying it's bearish. So, you know, I guess we'll have to, I'm surprised you haven't got squeezed out right here. This is crazy. This is like a $30 move in 2 weeks. But, anyways, let's move on to individual stocks. We looked at the Qs, we looked at the dollar. Put in the comments some individual stocks you guys want to look at, and we'll look at them. But obviously, we have CPI coming up this week. That should be interesting. And we have Target earnings, which should be interesting as well. But Target is an equity buy at this level. If you're not buying some Target, or if you aren't diversifying your portfolio and don't own Target, this is a good one to possibly own. Somebody said, what's a good investment right now? And I think it's Target. Target's a good one. And obviously, we talk about MSTR a whole lot. And I'm just answering this for you just because you were the first person that came in here and asked the question. So I'm going to tell you, I like Target and MSTR, obviously. But we've been talking about MSTR since it was 210, since it was 313, and now it's at 509. And you best believe this is going to be a 3K stock. But, you know, anyways, let's move on. Somebody said MP. I'm actually surprised somebody said MP because this was not a stock. Yeah, I mean, we looked at this a while ago, and we said the measure move was to $17, and now it's falling way down here. I don't like looking at stocks like this inside of a bull market because you don't know when it's going to bounce. It doesn't have that much history. I mean, it's only been out since really COVID. So I'm not going to look at this. It's too unpredictable. I like looking at stocks that go up and to the right, and especially since we're in a bull market, I want to look for the easy money. You might be, you know, struggling to make some money right here unless you're trying to get into shorts, but really shorts, like you look at, it's cooked up. So maybe it's due for a bounce, but I'm gonna move on. All right, my bad if I sound a little nasally. My throat aches, bro. So I probably won't be, I'm not even gonna hold you guys up for too much longer tonight. I'm really not. It's gonna be a decently quick live stream. Obviously, we're gonna go over the big points and what we should be paying attention to, etc. But somebody said Google. So let's take a peek at Google. And look, man, it's coming up on a resistance. I'll tell you that. But this is a stock that's undervalued right now. If you look at a lot of the big mega cap stocks, they're pushing all-time highs, and you best believe Google is going to do that same exact thing. Now, the best time to buy Google is when we were talking about 2 Sundays ago on that Sunday live stream when it was 120 and everybody was scared to buy, and I was sitting here telling you this is the perfect opportunity for you to buy. That was 2 weeks ago, and you can go back on the Sunday live stream on the YouTube and take a peek at what I said, and it happened to just be true. And we've just been rallying up $13 from there. But we're in a rejection zone, and let's see if this is a double rejection zone. Let's see if we can. Yeah, it's in a double rejection zone. So, and by double rejection zone, I mean, okay, you have this reject right here, but if you pull up the fibs as well, it's pulling up on that 133.33. 133.33. That gold, it's in the golden retracement. So to mess with Google right here, and you weren't messing with it, you know, down here or even like over here, it's kind of crazy. So you want to let it pull back a little bit. If you missed it, you definitely want to wait for it to pull back a little bit and try to catch it right there. I don't want to look at Google because, like, what were you doing when we were talking about down here? You know, now you want to look at it now that it's going crazy. And, you know, obviously I expect to go to all-time highs, etc. But I think there's better opportunities. Better opportunities. Unless you're looking at leaps or equity, okay? Unless you're looking at leaps or equity, then yeah, you can mess with something like Google and be perfectly fine. You can get the June 2024 140 calls and be perfectly fine, and you can just sit in them. But if you're looking to come into next week and think it's about to continue, you know, it's a little, you know, you're what are you doing on this pullback? You know, now it's pumping, going crazy. So, but you best believe, like, this is come on now, look at this. It's just, the risk management, not my favorite. Somebody said Tesla. I want to look at Tesla. After we look at Tesla, I want to show you guys a stock that I personally want to look at, okay? But we always look at Tesla. Let's take a peek at Tesla. If you guys remember, I think I went live Wednesday or Thursday. That's why you want to make sure you turn notifications on this channel, because sometimes I just pop up randomly. If I see like a day where it's just red and I'm like, oh, there's going to be some good entries, I just hop on and see, okay, where is some good TA for this type of stuff? Like, people getting scared, let me hop on. I'm Mr. Reliable, okay? I don't care if the market's green, orange, blue, gray, red. I really don't care. I'm going to show up just because you guys know that, man. You guys know I show up on a daily basis. It could be the market. I was showing up on Tesla these days when I was saying it's going to 300. But if you look at Tesla now, it came to that perfect buying area that we talked about on Wednesday at 207. And that was really when you wanted to snag that buy up. Okay? Now it's coming up again on the reject around 218. You want to make sure it passes that 218 test. Now, this is just a smaller picture time frame that we're looking at. Obviously, if you pull up the weekly, we know what Tesla's going to end up doing. Okay? We know this is a $400 stock. Okay? We know that, right? Well, I do. If you look at Tesla and you look at the previous flag that it had, it actually looks the exact same. It's lining up perfectly with what it did this time versus this time. Okay, you even have that red candle right here. So I'm actually very excited to take a peek at Tesla. Now, me personally, I want to start looking at it more above 219, because if you weren't trying to buy that 207 bounce, which was the golden retracement off of the bottom that we talked about on like 2 Sundays ago as well, then you want to make sure it goes above 219, because the risk to reward now, look, man, you don't want to come into next week and buy somebody's contract that was smart enough to buy this dip that we talked about on Wednesday, Thursday, okay? Or Friday, I think it was. Whenever it was. I think it was Thursday. Thursday, I came live. Okay? Somebody's already up 100, 200% just because they were like, oh, I'm about to buy this perfect bounce right here. Easy. So now, if you miss that perfect bounce, you want to see it cross back above 219. And the reason 219 is perfect, not only does it match up with the fibs, it matches up with this previous resistance that you saw right here. And if you get above 219, it'll more than likely retest the top of this trend above 240. Okay, so 219 is the line in the sand where you want to be looking at to go above and then start pushing up crazy. Okay, so I really like Tesla. Now, me personally, I don't really trade Tesla. I just like giving predictions on Tesla. Tesla, a little, it's expensive. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to get a good, strike price, it's a little out of my budget. I don't like spending like over 400 for one contract, you know. But some people do. Some people make a lot of money on Tesla. But yeah, I love Tesla. I mean, it looks exactly like it did over here, and I can sit on here, draw up measure moves for you all day long. And we talk about this a lot. Okay, we've been talking about Tesla going to 300 back when it was down here, and now that it's back down here at a still a good buying area in my opinion. You know, on a bigger time frame, I had this going to 390. All right, now you can believe it. You don't have to. I really don't care. But you best believe when it does hit 390, I will be back, and we'll be like, yo, who caught it? Who's buying equity? Who was smart enough to do yada yada yada? Okay, because Tesla's more than a car company, so I do see this going to all-time highs, etc. But in the shorter time frame, like I said, above 219, I think it'll push 240, etc. All right, all right. Let me look at some stocks that I wanted to look at. Okay, I want to show you guys IWM. Now, I always tell you guys. Now before we move on to IWM, and I tell you why this is actually a really good stock to watch this week. We got 150 people in here. Go to the link in the bio and follow the Twitter. If we can get to 2,270, I would be very grateful. And all we need is 10 likes, and we can get a $1 subscription for our Black Friday sale. Okay, if you guys get 10 likes right here, it's $1 subscriptions. Okay. All right. So go to the link in the bio, follow all that, and then we'll look at my favorite stock that I want to look at coming up. What are you guys talking about in the comments, man? MSTR, we love MSTR. He said, y'all didn't even start trading or investing until COVID happened. Look, man, I don't discriminate on when anybody came and wanted to invest. You know, I think it's great. If COVID pushed a lot of people to invest, great. You know, I started doing it in like 2016, 2017, but I'm glad COVID happened if a lot of people started, you know, actually figuring out, oh, I need to invest. Moody's downgrade US and SPY going to 500. If you believe Moody's, oh my God, I forget. People come in here, go to CNBC and get their news, and then they come in here and just reverb, you know, just come in here and say what the news said. Moody's, who is Moody, bro? Who's Moody? Who's Moody? And what predictions has he gave in the past that ended up being right? All right, not even that. But why do you trust Moody so much, man? Who is Moody? Who is Moody, and why do you think one person's opinion on a downgrade of the economy is actually going to sink the stock market, etc.? Why? I'm really curious. Like I said, make sure you guys are following the Twitter, okay? We need 5. I'm not even going to get started on what I'm about to talk about until we get 5. I come on here and give too much information. Been hooking up too many people. Moody who? Like, no, like seriously, like Moody who? Bro, so. But I'm not gonna start until we actually get some people in. 5 followers, then we'll get started. Moody is a corporation that rates. Nice. They probably want some discounts. Man. Just like Marco Kovanik, just like Mike Wilson. I love when we got bulls and bears in here, though. Oh, we got people leaving, and I really don't care. If we don't get 5 followers on here, I'm not continuing. I really don't see a point. Okay, we need 3 more. 3 more. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't see a point. I come out here and make people money. They want their tacos. What happens in bubbles? That's right. Bulls think they're invincible. Nothing matters. Look around. That's actually not the case right now. If that was the case, you'd be bullish right now. Yo, he said short the pop, man. This is not a pop. This is a demolition derby. This is a monster truck, man. All right, bro. I love it though. I love when we got bears and bulls. But 3 more followers and we'll continue. 3 more followers and we'll continue. You gotta go to the link in the bio. Click on the X app. T-Doc was absolutely garbage, but that's okay. We got into a bunch of other good stuff. Like I said, I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%, but you best believe 75, 80, man, I'd say 85%. Because if you really look at what we've been doing, like I say 85%, we've been doing this since December, and I've been telling you guys, man, we can go to the YouTube and we can really look over the stocks that we've been talking about. We really can. But like I said, follow the Twitter and then we'll continue. Need 3 more or we're not going nowhere. Look at all the space we've already been in the left. People don't understand inflation. The trend is down, my friend. Go look. It's actually in 2 downtrends. A macro and a micro. Oh my God. Oh, what time frame are you looking at, man? Your chart must be flipped upside down. You literally might have a problem on your charts, bro. It might be flipped upside down. It literally might be flipped upside down. I'm not looking, man. I don't have to look. What time frame are you looking at? Bro, peep SRAB. SPY calls weekly. Go look. It's right there. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. Yeah, we might end the stream. Like I really don't come on. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't come on here. Put in the comments, follow the Twitter. Put in the comments, follow the Twitter. It's a bear trap. We made a lower high. He's reading his heartbeat on the EKG. Yeah, I don't know what he's looking at. Bro's tripping. We made a lower high in July, man. I don't know what you guys are looking at. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We can sit in here and go to 5 people. We can sit in here and go to 5 people. The link is in the bio. We can sit in here and go to 5 people. I'm serious. And I'll just post everything that I want to in the Discord. That's it. That's how much I'm like, man, like I love y'all. I love TikTok. But y'all don't be showing enough love, man. Love TikTok, man. But y'all don't be showing enough love for me to want to be on here like that. I just hop on a Discord. Oh, there we go. We got the 3. Let's get it. All right, so the stock I wanted to really look at, now that we got all the fake people that just come in here to, you know, that literally just come in here to leech, come in here to get all the ideas, come in here to get all the great opinions, because usually this stuff hits, okay? Now that they're gone, IWM, you guys. IWM looks absolutely amazing at this pullback. At this pullback that we just had. The reason I'm saying that is because remember I was showing you guys Tesla that it came into that buy area? You now have IWM in that exact same situation, okay? IWM looks absolutely amazing. This is a small cap. Now, obviously, TNA is a good one as well. I have leaps in TNA. But I'm talking about, you know, a 2-week out day trade or a 2-week out swing or, you know, swing trading it this week. This is the main thing I'm going to be looking at inside of the Discord is IWM. I think small caps, mid caps, I think they're ready. I mean, you've seen what crypto has been doing. You've seen what the bigger caps have already been doing. So money's going to end up trickling down to these mid caps and small caps. I think IWM looks great. Not only that, it's like the TA matches up with everything as well. So the only levels we need to worry about is the one that it rejected on Friday, which was the breakdown of this inverse head and shoulders. It broke down. Obviously that you see right now, but it broke down and came into a buying area. So the risk to reward on this is perfect because all you got to do is stop out below the buying area. That's it. All right, cool. I'm out. And that's only like $1 below. Okay. So obviously you want to see this above 169.50. As soon as it gets above that, it's going to 172.20. And really, I think IWM could potentially be bottoming. It could potentially be bottoming. So IWM is something to be paying attention to. This is my favorite trade of the week. And anyways, what are you guys looking at, man? What are you guys looking at? What's the Twitter handle? It's in the bio. Oh yeah, Baba's trash. But you can't lose faith in the Hang Seng, because if you look at the Hang Seng right now, it's bouncing from the inverse head and shoulders right here. It's in a demand. So you can't lose faith on the Hang Seng right now. Like if you lose faith on it right now, you're basically buying high, selling low. this is where you want to buy, because all you got to do is be like, oh shoot, there's all this support until it starts breaking below 16,900. Breaks below 16,900, you know, it's a loss, and you can't win them all at the end of the day. So you know, who really cares? But right here, this is a buying area, and you gotta put some respect on the Hang Seng right here and Alibaba. Now Baba, I think, does have earnings this week, so that should be interesting. It does have earnings this week. I could have swore it had earnings like last week though. They just switch it up. China stocks, they're unpredictable, but it does have it November 16th, okay? And even if you look at Alibaba, it's sitting in that same inverse head and shoulders, and it bounced really hard off of $82. So don't buy high, sell low, man. Do not buy high and sell low. All right, you guys want to look at CrowdStrike? I absolutely love CrowdStrike. I absolutely love giving big opinions on like big price predictions. Look, I don't even have to do anything. We know CrowdStrike is going to get to $827. Okay, this is one that if you don't have equity, you got to make sure you own equity. And the reason I talk about equity and leaps first before I look at anything, because you guys need to make sure you're doing that before you even start hopping into trading. Why are you trying why are you trying to just trade everything, bro? Look to own some stuff, man. Getting some leaps, man. Like, that's the easy money. Because if you were listening to us when we were telling you to get leaps back here on Crowd, or back here when it had that dump for earnings, etc., you'd be massively up. So CrowdStrike looks absolutely amazing. It's breaking out of, you know, huge stuff right now. But there's times to be buying, man. And this was when we talked about it inside of this buying area. The same thing we looked at with IWM, where we take the swing low, where you take the swing low to the swing high, it went directly into this green buying area. This is where you should have been looking at it when you had that dump back to 170. This was like the last week of October. The first week of November. It was at 173. It went all the way up to $26 in the time, you know. So now for something like Crowd, we know it's going to get to $800, etc. But yes, you want to wait for some sort of better entry than right now. Right now is not a good entry, unless you're getting leaps or equity, you know, because you really could hold, you know. You just got to be patient with those. But I like CrowdStrike, man. But I'm looking for plays that haven't really cooked up yet. Like I showed you guys IWM. Like, we're trying to front run these people. We're not trying to buy someone 100, 200% up contract. We're trying to front run some people. How do we front run some people? We got to get in early on a lot of this stuff. Okay, that CrowdStrike bounce at 173. That was early. That was when nobody was thinking about buying it. That's when a lot of people were scared to buy it. That's when the perfect time to strike was. And we talked about that like on November 1st. I'm not even kidding. We talked about CrowdStrike. So yeah, we already did Tesla. Let's look at ZS. Look, only good opportunities, man. If you guys are looking at stocks that are already pumped up massively, man, I don't want to look at it. Yeah, like, it's going crazy. It's pumped up. Now, the thing is, this is most likely going to break out. I've seen these rising channels break out more often than they've broken down. I love ZS, and I know it's going to get higher. But look, man, we're looking for good opportunities. Like this thing, like, if it was right here, I would be like, yo, bottom of channel, yo, we gotta be looking at this. But it's up here, man. It pumped $20 from this thing. So, you know, we're trying to find some good stuff. TNA is obviously good. We talk about that all the time. So yeah, we talk about TNA all the time. I think TNA is an amazing leap opportunity. But I'm not gonna continue to, you know, keep going over it. Coinbase, I know Coinbase is pumped up, bro. Yeah, I know Coinbase is pumped up. I knew it, but this will most likely continue. The trend is up. The only way I'd actually mess with this, though, like I said, I like good buying. I would only mess with this if it ever came to $81, or if it, you know, ran up a lot more. And, you know, look, man, where are we at? I think a lot of stuff is pumped up. That's why I don't want to take you guys' time too long today. Yeah, like AMD, like we been knew was gonna do this. We been knew. Broke out from the debt. We telling you to buy right here at these levels, bottom of the trend, in the golden pocket. Now it's up to 118. Now everybody want to be buying. Man, no. Let's look at the fear and greed index, man. TNA January calls, that's too soon, man. I'd buy leaps because TNA's inexpensive anyways. It's like it's very cheap. So I would be looking to get April, or 2025, and that's how you're able to be more stress free about it. Okay, the January, man, that's it's a little riskier, but it might work out for you. But if you look at the put and calls, how did we go up? Oh yeah, bro. There's a lot of people feeling like they missed the opportunity. A lot of people feel like they missed that opportunity. And that's why I'm going to tell you, even this week, you do not want to go into this week trying to be overly bearish. Why? Because that's still the crowded trade for some weird reason, just like it was last week when I was telling you. There's people that missed the dip. There's people that are scared to buy right here because it has pumped so much. And they're still bears, like that you see in the, like, we went up somehow. Let's look at NVIDIA. I bet you NVIDIA's going crazy, man. Somebody said MULN. I will never look at MULN. Oh my, like, come on, man. Up 3%. Man, where the good trades at, man? This is why we might not spend too much time live today. Where are the good trades at, man? Where are the good trades at, man? Bro, no way you smoking work. Neo, check Unity. Oh yeah, we looked at Unity. It looks a lot like Roblox. I think Unity's actually very bullish right here. Look at what Unity, and when you have the earnings, first of all, earnings dumped and then it pumped way back up, which is interesting. I haven't seen something quite like that. Usually, when earnings pumps up a lot, it usually continues. When it dumps a lot, it usually continues, but this one dumped and then gave it all back. So I'm actually interested in Unity, and because it looks a lot like Roblox, if you guys remember, when Roblox came to that big demand area that it met back in January, and it matches up with the small cap and mid cap trend that we're talking about. Okay, so whoever said Unity, shout out to you. I like Unity as well. I mean, there's why short it right here. It's in demand. Now, of course, you probably want a better entry after it's up 7%, but if you're looking for equity and leaps, I like Unity. It looks exactly like, let me show you. It looks exactly like Roblox, and it's mid cap, small cap. That's why ARC is interesting as well right now. So a lot of the opportunity, obviously we can sit here and talk about NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft and all the obvious things. But for something like this, like look at this and look at this. So U is like pretty much right here, and it matches up with the small cap. So whoever said Unity, shout out to you. I like it. I believe my boy Big O was in there as well. Neo. You keep saying Neo. Let's look at Neo. Wow. You know what? The reason why this is great risk to reward is because you can get in right here, and this is a very big support for something like Neo. You get in right here, and you look at this massive bull divergence, which is crazy as well. Like this thing has been bull diverging very, very hard. So there's definitely momentum and consolidation and people actually buying this more than the chart shows. But if you look at Neo, this is a good risk to reward. Great risk to reward. It's at support. There's not much more for it to fall down. If it goes, below $6, then yeah, get out. But the risk to reward is perfect, and that's all you can hope for. That's all you can really hope for if you want to with trading or with swing trading. It's great risk to reward. This has great risk to reward. You look at the daily, yeah, whoever said Neo, shout out to you. I like it as well. Now, will I get into it? No, it moves a little bit too slow for me. But I do like it, bro. I do like it. If it dumps past here, though, you might be in for some trouble because let me see XBEV real quick. Okay, XBEV is sort of coming back as well. And it fits in the mid cap, small cap narrative that we've been talking about. So I don't not like it. I don't not like it. These are the plays we're looking for, guys. These are the plays. My boy Canadian. Hope you have a good week too, bro. Qs. We looked at the Qs. Qs getting 480 or 470. We looked at Tesla. I already answered your TNA January call question. PLTR pushing up soon. Yeah, PLTR going crazy. And we knew this. We knew this was gonna happen. Alright, man. Twilio. How come nobody said Twilio? Twilio, first of all, we made so much money on Twilio Friday. I don't think Twilio's done at all. Twilio matches up with the small cap, mid cap narrative that we've been talking about. And it pumped for earnings and then gave you that good retracement. So Twilio's a good one that a lot of people should start watching as well. It might be finally ready. It might be finally ready. And if you guys remember how Twilio moves, first of all, look at the volume. Look at the volume. That whole time it was falling was some of the lowest volume it's ever had. This was getting all the people out, the non-believers out right here. And then all of a sudden you have this massive volume. So Twilio is a very interesting one coming in the next week. It matches up with the small cap, mid cap narrative. And I'm really liking it. Really liking it, y'all. Alright. TNA. You guys love talking about TNA. I just told you, man. TNA, you want to be very patient. You want to be patient. TNA looks absolutely amazing. We know this. We know this, okay? Now all you got to do is sit back, get some equity, get some leaps, whatever you want to do, and let it cook up. No point in looking at TNA on a daily basis, okay? We know what's happening with it. It's bull diversion, etc. This is one of the 1000% plays that I think is out there. You like Twilio options or equity? I'll always say equity first. If you ever ask me Twilio equity or options, I'm always going to tell you equity, especially if it's a great stock to own, like I think Twilio is. And if you look at the monthly, like this isn't a monthly chart that tells you that it wants to fall. This is actually like bottoming out with great risk to reward regardless if it does fall out. Because if it goes below $50, yeah, it's probably going to go back down here. But all right. Will holding TNA equity get eaten by decay? Equity has no decay. Equity doesn't have any decay. You just own it. You own it. That's just like owning TQQQ. Some of you guys know what TQQ is? It's the Q's 3X. And you look at TQQQ since June 2010, this thing was 40 cents. Now it's $40. It's 100x, man. 100x. You could have put 1,000 in, made 100,000. And you could have put it in June. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. But guess what? It's gonna continue to go higher because the Q's is gonna continue to go higher. Okay, so yeah, that's actually crazy though. That's like a crypto play. The leverage ETFs have decay. The thing you have to realize, if you own equity for TNA, if you own equity for TQQQ, the market usually just goes up. Look at TNA. This thing has never failed to put in an all-time high. So yeah, sure, it has decay, and if you see IWM dip down a little bit, obviously it's gonna be 3x more. But if it goes up, it's gonna be 3x more as well. And when you look at TNA, anyways, like this is just a good buying area to get it in. I mean, you're almost getting COVID prices, which is incredible. And there's no COVID opportunity right now. And you're almost getting 2016 prices. This is just a good price to get TNA equity, first of all. But IWM, look, this is what IWM is. It just goes up and to the right. So I would never tell you guys to buy equity on something that I don't think is gonna put in a new all-time high, and that I don't think is a good buying point regardless. All right. I'm not gonna sit in here and tell you guys to get SQQQ. I'm not gonna sit in here and tell you guys to get SQQQ, which is the bearish version of the Qs. That would just be irresponsible, now would it? That'd be very irresponsible. No, I wouldn't tell you to do that. BT is very good. Be patient. If you're getting into any, and I didn't take. If you're in the Discord, you know what contracts we took. You got to be in the Discord for it. But we didn't take the maze, whatever you guys talking about, we didn't take those. Nobody said the contract that we actually took. But anyways, let's move on. What are you guys looking at, man? What are you guys looking at, man? Because in WOM, first of all, man, look, first of all, there's sports betting. We've been making money today on sports betting. This is the one we had. We had Rashad White, Tyler Lockett, He turned $6 into $39 on this 3-leg parlay. The only one that we cooked up. He said, "Look, that TikTok parlay hit, boy. It did hit. It did hit. Definitely did hit. But yeah. Let's look at some plays, man. Let's look at SC. Nobody said SC. Nobody said SE, man. Nobody said. Now it does have earnings, so I'm not gonna pay too much attention to it. But I remember somebody asked me about SC back when it was $40, November 1st, the first week of November, and I say this is where you want to buy it at, and you know I was right. And SC is it's uptrending now. I'm actually interested to see what it does for earnings. This thing's very bullish. I like it, man. What are some plays, man? Dash. Tesla, you could go to Bovada if sports betting isn't legal in your state. It's called Bovada. I like DoorDash here. I love DoorDash here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like DoorDash here. Not a bad. Now, of course, you know, you'd love to get it right here, but this isn't bad, bro. Probably won't mess with it though, just because it has gone up so crazy. I mean, look what it did the previous week, but I do not like it, bro. Took 4,400 calls from 15 to 7. Yeah, like the money's to the upside. We looked at Twilio. Twilio looks absolutely amazing. Love Twilio. Disney, Target. I definitely want to take a peek at Target. Yeah, Disney had great earnings. So guess what's about to happen? Disney is a stock that you want to be paying attention to. I actually really like Disney heading into next week. I'm gonna tell you why. When a stock posts great earnings, it wasn't even really great earnings, but they went up for earnings. When a stock goes up for earnings, like you saw what happened with Disney, it went from $84 to $90. It usually continues to go up. And now that it has this red day that happened on Friday, I absolutely like it because it reminds me a lot of what happened with Netflix. I told you guys, Netflix will continue to go to the upside right here. It went to the upside Wednesday on the earnings, had consolidated a little bit, and then it just continued to go up. So I think the same exact thing's gonna happen with Disney. I think Disney has, I'm not gonna say bottomed out, but right now is the best time to buy some Disney equity because you can never time the bottom. Like, let's just be honest. Target. Let's look at Target. Target has earnings. I don't want to look at it, bro. It has earnings. Has earnings. Has earnings. But I tell you what, Baidu looks very good, and China stocks in general look very good. All right. But I don't think there's much going on inside of the market right now. I think we need to be a bit more patient. Now, China is very interesting. If you're looking at China, that's probably the most interesting thing that we've seen this stream, just because a lot of them are in buy areas. China and small cap and mid caps, IWM, TNA, etc. But a lot of these China stocks are in buy areas. You have BABA earnings coming up as well. Billy looks amazing right here. It came to the buying area after it went from $13, to $15. Now it's in the buying area right here. It looks like it's ready to get some more, especially after you look at the Hang Seng. And the Hang Seng is even in the demand that it had back at the beginning of October, where it pushed all the way up to 18. And I actually want to see what happened with Billy right there. Yeah, Billy went from $13 to 15 right there as well. So this is interesting. Now it does have earnings, not next week, but in the week after that. So that should be interesting. What is the green box you keep drawing? That's the buy box, man, or the supply demand, whatever I use it for. BABA looks great as well. I agree. It's uptrending now. It's been uptrending since October 24th, which isn't that long, but I mean, when you look at it, you can't really get look at it, man. Held 82.12, pretty good. I like it. Could potentially be a W as well. Back to 100. I actually like it. It does have earnings though. So, I'm glad you guys tuned into this live stream. We obviously didn't have that much to talk about. You know, everything that we talked about last week played out. Like everything we talked about last week pretty much played out. Now it's just about, okay, if you weren't catching those trades, if you weren't getting into some equity, what's the next move? And right now, I think the next move is possibly China and small cap, mid caps. But look, man, we know the market's bullish. You have to know that the market is going to continue to make new heights. We know the Qs is going to end up getting to 467. The only thing you have to do to make sure you do is that you are positioned for it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, man. That's it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Been live for 45 minutes. And let me look at ARC real quick. I want to look at ARC and then Kathy Woods and then we'll wrap it up. Yep, ARC looks great. Small cap, mid cap stock. Yep, ARC looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. MSTR, what you want to look at MSTR for? MSTR is doing everything we said it would do. There's no point of, I wouldn't even recommend getting, well, you could probably get into options, but it's already ran up. That's just something you want to continue to buy and buy and buy and buy. You don't ever want to look to really sell it right now. There'll be a time where I'll be like, yeah, you want to get some profits. But I think MSTR is going to end up running up a lot more. So just look for equity on it. I'm not even going to look at the chart. Let's see what she bought, man. Let's see what Kathy buying. So, dang, she's selling Nvidia. She bought Unity, Toast. Okay, she was buying Unity on that dip. That's actually funny. If some of you guys are getting into call options on Unity on Friday, man, so was Kathy, man. She was buying it with y'all. She bought TTD. I actually do want to take a peek at TTD now. I kept seeing TTD in the comments, so I definitely want to take a peek at TTD. MSTR. Why are you spamming it? I know what MSTR is doing. Trust me. I look at it daily and I'm like, dang, did we nail that one? Sure, could you take some profits, man? All right, we're going to look at TTD. It's going crazy. Hold. That's all you got to do. Hold. It. Period. No more to look at. Hold. Sure. Could you take some gains, you know, if you were getting in at 210 and 315 where we kept yelling it? Sure. But to me, this is going to end up being like 3K. Don't get greedy, obviously. You know, obviously everybody has their own risk management. If you want some profits, take your profits. But I'm not going to look at the MSTR chart. Now, it is sitting at this resistance, and sure, it might have a pullback. I mean, it went up $200. Sure, I would hope a pullback happens so I can get more. I want us to look at something, though. TTD. Oh, man, I don't know. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Yeah, it went to that buying area. You got to put some respect on it right here. I like TTD. I want to see how it performs, though. Like, I hate trying to get a stock off of the earnings dump. That's never what I like doing. So, we'll have to see. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, man. I'm out. Peace. All right, Twitch. Thank you guys.